Hey, you're watching Gamer Mark YouTube channel. Hello and welcome. We are in Sochi, Russia for another fantastic Formula 1 race, and the championship is definitely hotting up. So let's go down and look at the track at the moment. So we've got 20 degrees, there's light clouds. Looks like it's going to be no showers. Looks like we're going to have a dry practice, dry race, as well as we had a dry qualifying as well. 18 turns, 3.6 miles, 2 detection zones. This should be an absolutely fantastic race, so I'm looking forward to it. So we look down now at the grid, and we're going to look at the drivers now as they get ready to do their final preparations for today's race. Again, it should be absolutely fantastic. Mercedes doing very, very well. They're 1-2, locking out the front row. So Max Verstappen is your championship leader, Lewis Hamilton in second place, and Sebastian Vettel in third place. As we look at the young Russian there, Kvyat wants to have a good race, needs to start nice and quick and nice and early for Toro Rosso. As we look at Kimi Raikkonen there in 16th position, he's not really been happy with the car, in all qualifying, and it has shown as he got knocked out in qualifying. As we look at Carlos Sainz there in the McLaren, all excited, all ready to go, all the fans are in. There's a massive buzz around the Sochi circuit. As we look at Lando Norris, who's in 10th position, he's going to be starting on the softs, which is the red mark tyre, super soft red mark tyre. So he will be very exciting to be starting there, because he always does start pretty well. So let's look at the grid as it lines up. So here we go. We've got Lewis Hamilton in pole position alongside Bottas in second place. So Mercedes 1 and 2. And then we look at Sebastian Vettel in third, Gasly in fourth, fantastic from him. He needs to prove and push on. Verstappen in fifth, Leclerc in sixth, Ricciardo in seventh, Perez in eighth, Roman Grosjean in ninth, Norris in 10th, Magnussen in 11th, Sainz 12th, Kvyat 13th, Albon 14th, Nico Hülkenberg 15th, Kimi Raikkonen 16, Giovinazzi 17, George Russell 18, Lance Stroll is also 19th, and then Robert Kubica on the back row. So let's go for it. Here we go. Lap 1 of 13, and we are lights out. A little bit of a pause there on the lights, but it's a good start for Valtteri Bottas. So if you're in second position on the grid, you tend to start very, very well, and this could bode well for Valtteri Bottas as he heads down to, oh no, he's gone a little bit wide there. It looked like he let Lewis Hamilton through there on the first corner there, and Lewis Hamilton has somehow got first place, and Bottas is second. Gasly's moved up to third. He's gone ahead of Vettel. Vettel will be absolutely really destroyed in that car, as he was starting in third place. Didn't have a good start really, and was stuck by Lewis Hamilton. Oh, Lewis Hamilton running wild there. It looks like he's sort of gained a position there, gained a little bit of time there. So I'm sure the stewards will be looking at that as he went in deep, but you clearly are going to be losing time, and his tyres will definitely be scrubbed and a little bit dirty from going off the racing line onto the dirt out there. But it's only the early stages at the moment. So lap 1 of 13, Lewis Hamilton started to pull away from Valtteri Bottas, and Gasly is squeezing up on the Mercedes behind. So it's the Mercedes 1 and 2 as they left off, with Bottas nearly taking first place from the first corner, but somehow he moved to the left hand side, and that allowed Lewis Hamilton to just cut through on the right hand side. As we look at Leclerc, also stuck behind his Ferrari teammate. We've got Max Verstappen back there as well in 6th place, and we've got the false racing point there doing a fantastic job. As we move on to lap 2 of this fantastic race, massive excitement already at the start, as now the field are starting to stretch, are starting to pull away. These softs can probably go in pretty deep as we jump on board there. And we have a look at Ferrari cars. He follows Gasly, who's doing a fantastic job in third place. He really does need to kick on now and really cement his place. He's ahead of Verstappen, which is a fantastic thing for him. So can he hold it? Can he push on? Can he go on to and get to the first place as well? That'll be his objective, but he's got to keep Vettel behind. The Mercedes is starting to pull away from the Red Bull car. As we look at, there's a gap starting to form there. As we see the Haas car in the background following the Racing Point. As we jump aboard there, Vettel there, Leclerc behind, Max Verstappen, Racing Point following. In 7th place, is starting to get slightly detached. We've got the Renault back there as well. We saw coming around the corner. And Bottas is actually making some sort of an attack, and this long straight will definitely help him. This has got really close. As we look at Vettel all over the back of Gasly. Gasly now is really starting to find he's under pressure. Can he hold off? I believe he can. He's got it in his locker to do well. He has to really make sure he pushes on and he doesn't make any mistakes. As we now move in to start another lap very shortly as the cars come round. Lap 3 now. 10 more laps to go. Lewis Hamilton taking a different line to Valtteri Bottas, who sweeps in, trying to get that slipstream. This will be very powerful. He's right behind him now. Vettel's also right behind Gasly. Gasly takes a defensive line, moves over to the right. And we've still got Leclerc, he's got Max Verstappen all over the back of his gearbox. As Vettel's really pushing that Red Bull forward. He needs to get past them, Vettel, if he wants to attack those Mercedes, as it is hindering his performance now. As we move on, we see Leclerc, Verstappen behind. Racing Point car has sort of squeezed up. The Mercedes are now pushing really on now. Gasly's holding up Vettel, and that in turn is holding up Leclerc and Max Verstappen. But that is allowing the Racing Point car to just actually creep up a little bit forward and to keep pace with these guys. As we now look at Valtteri Bottas, will really make a charge now. As he pushes, DRS is open. He will have the benefit of that extra 60 miles per hour. As we look like Vettel has got past Gasly. We're using that DRS as he comes around now. Now he's been released. He now should push on. Start making an approach onto those Mercedes cars. Fresh air now in front of him. As Mercedes are pushing on. Valtteri Bottas still in 2nd place. Very interesting indeed. As we look at Valtteri Bottas, he comes around the final corner to go on to lap 4. So lap 4 or 13. As Hamilton pushes now. Bottas staying close to him. This is a DRS opportunity here now. It's get really tight. As Hamilton did try to break the toll by moving left to right. But that's all that's doing is just wearing his tyres out. But it looks like he's got away there. He's pulled away slightly. Valtteri Bottas must have made a small little mistake running wide slightly, because that's allowed Lewis Hamilton just to eke out just a little bit of a gap. As we look at Lewis Hamilton now, and Valtteri Bottas pushing wide. Lewis Hamilton runs wide again, and that has just enabled Valtteri Bottas to then push, get closer to him. This will be very interesting. Will the Mercedes be able to get past him, taking different lines in that corner there? Lewis Hamilton taking a very defensive line. But this could be it. This could be Valtteri Bottas' moment. Does he have enough DRS, slipstream all over the back of him? No, he doesn't. This is what happens when you have 2 very similar cars. Same cars. Oh, Lewis Hamilton running wide. That is just allowed Valtteri Bottas to get all over that gearbox. And I'm sure it's going to be done on this next lap. Runs a little bit wide there. Sort of slightly pushes Valtteri Bottas there, but very fairly indeed. Bottas, this is his moment. This is really close to him. Mercedes have absolutely been dominated in the last couple of races. As we go on to lap 5, as we look on board, we can see what Vettel can see. Absolutely nothing in front of him. See a few dots. The Mercedes there. Oh, wheel to wheel there as we jump on board there with Valtteri Bottas. Looks like he's done it. Oh no, he hasn't. Just doesn't have the traction. As we look at the front wing of his car, jump back on board there. We can see he's in 7th gear, 6th gear, and he's just lost out there. Lewis Hamilton really using every ounce of this road. Oh, Gasly has got ahead of Vettel. Vettel must have made a mistake somewhere, as Gasly's now back in front. And that is going to be another blow for Ferrari, as they're going to drop further back and probably be held up. But Gasly obviously had a bit of DRS and he's used it. As we look at him now, he's starting to pull away from Sebastian Vettel. He must have had a real little mistake there. As we jump aboard Lewis Hamilton now, pushing on forward. Bottas has to again try and make up that ground that he lost. We jump aboard with him. Oh, Sebastian Vettel's done it again. He's got past him using that DRS, so he's back up into third. So he did make a little mistake, but he's done it there on the DRS. Gasly there couldn't hold him off. As they push on now. So look at Lewis Hamilton coming round. Valtteri Bottas right behind. Lap 6 now. Sebastian Vettel really needs to push. 7 laps remaining. All over the back of him there. Bottas has got a better run and he's moved to the left. Will he do it? Will he do it? Just doesn't have it at the moment. They're will to will. But Lewis Hamilton has managed to. They're probably going to have to let Bottas go through. He looks like he's got more pace than Lewis Hamilton at this stage. But Lewis Hamilton has got the fastest lap. Very interestingly enough, as Bottas stays and sticks right behind him. Will they pit one of them now? They probably have to try and drop them back in a nice little spot. I think they were just waiting for that gap to appear. As we look on board on the helicopter there, fantastic view of Sochi. If you haven't been to Russia, you must go. Absolutely fantastic. As they push on really hard now down the long back straight. Valtteri Bottas DRS is open, 60 miles per hour extra, and it's not enough. He really has to pressure Lewis Hamilton a little bit more to make more mistakes. Bottas runs a little bit tighter, wider, sorry, and the Hamilton stays in a little bit tighter, just protecting that position of first place. And they still haven't pitted none of the drivers in there. As we move on to lap 7, the tyres here are really holding up very well. So lap 7, Lewis Hamilton in first place, Valtteri Bottas in second, Sebastian Vettel in third place, Gasly in fourth, 5th place is Leclerc, Max Verstappen in 6th, and then a Racing Point in 7th place. As they come round the corners, we see most of the cars. All Lewis Hamilton's run wide, and he's gone over the bump there. He jumped back on board just to see what he can see. Is there any damage there? Must be some damage, as he went over that bump really hard. Managed to pull out a little bit, a couple of seconds there. The stewards are having a look at that. Is that a driver error? He's running wide again. As we jump back and look at the Haas car, who has pitted and pushing now. Jump back at the leaders, have a look at them as Bottas. Lewis Hamilton running really wide, really is struggling now. Definitely will be coming in. You see the pit crew there getting ready. Don't know who for Mercedes, but it definitely got to be Lewis Hamilton. Valtteri Bottas now tries, jinks to the left. He's done it. Lewis Hamilton's tyres look like they're off, but Lewis Hamilton brakes later, still manages to come right. If we jump on board with him, it's a fantastic shot of him turning that steering wheel, and he's managed to still to hold on. Valtteri Bottas must be thinking, what can he do? And he must bring him in now. And it looks like he's coming in. Yes, Lewis Hamilton is in. Bottas is now got to try and push. Lewis Hamilton tries to look for the cut. Sebastian Vettel also comes in as well. So that releases Gasly and Leclerc. Max Verstappen still behind. We are on lap 8. So mediums going on, medium softs going on. Fantastic stop there for Mercedes. Also a good stop there for Ferrari. So Vettel still behind the Mercedes. And we look at the McLaren and the Haas car as they come through to move up in a few positions, as the Mercedes and the Ferrari lead drivers are in the pits. So You look at Grosjean now, all over the back of Carlos Sainz. We haven't seen any of this action at the moment in the midfield. As we look now at Gasly, Leclerc, Max Verstappen, the Racing Point car doing a fantastic job, sticking with them with that Mercedes engine in the back there. And that's Perez there doing a fantastic job, pushing and pushing and pushing, keeping these top drivers honest. And he's doing a fantastic job, Perez, as he comes around, keeping pace. Mercedes engine in the back of that Racing Point car. This is where Leclerc's probably done it. Leclerc's done it. So Leclerc has done the move. Leclerc's got past Gasly now. Absolutely crucial. He's done it. Should have probably done it a few seconds ago. As we look at Valtteri Bottas just ahead. Surely these might come in. They have to come in because the other cars out there on the track are faster. That's Max Verstappen going in. Leclerc carrying on. Still thinks he's still got life in his tyres. He's got fresher air. We've got Gasly now pushing as well. He'll get DRS now. He'll push and push and push. Oh, he really does squeeze up behind him. That's Leclerc losing a spot, surely. Gasly had far too much speed. Just like he was saving a little bit more rubber on that tyre there. As Gasly overtakes Leclerc quite easy, and that is going to hinder Leclerc now. As we look at the Haas car there, of Magnussen. Look at the Williams Renault car. Grosjean pits in with Sainz. Sainz still leads out. Perez has just come out of the pits as well, along with Max Verstappen is still behind him. As we look at Vettel now, following Lewis Hamilton as they came out of the pits as well. And they've got traffic ahead, but there's traffic they have to overtake. As there is Bottas. Valtteri Bottas. As we look at Lewis Hamilton, Lewis Hamilton ahead. Well ahead. That's Valtteri Bottas behind. Interesting enough, Bottas has fell a place. And he's behind again his teammate. Got a Williams car there. Surely he'll be overtaken very soon. Don't think it's blue flags. No, it's no blue flags. As we look at the Williams car coming round. Looks like he's applying pressure there to the Mercedes. The Mercedes car is in second place. Got the Racing Point ahead. Yep, that Williams car has gone into the pits now. Finally, it's gone in. It was on in third place. They'll definitely drop way down the order now. Lap 10, 3 laps to go. Bottas in third place, followed by Vettel. We've got the Racing Point car just ahead. As we look at Verstappen and Leclerc coming out now. Has Gasly been overtaken? As we look at Gasly, Gasly's pushing and Gasly has been overtaken. Perez still in the mix there. As we've got Lance Stroll in first place. Leclerc under pressure now. Sebastian Vettel got past Bottas. Absolutely fantastic from Vettel. Now he can push on to chase down second man, Lewis Hamilton. We've got Lance Stroll there. He definitely has to come in the pit at some point. He's the only driver not to pit, and he is in first place pushing, but he's getting absolutely swallowed up by the drivers behind. They are catching. Surely he'll be coming in this next lap. Lewis Hamilton will be grateful for that. It's another car he doesn't really want, but they get a bit of DRS now. That'll help push the car forward, keep the others behind, chasing their tails now. As we look at Sebastian Vettel, he will be coming under pressure from the Mercedes engine, who has looked very, very well here, the Mercedes engine cars. Lewis Hamilton probably getting hindered a little bit from the false Racing Point car there. Stroll looks like he's coming in now, and he is. Stroll's coming in to his pit for the first time. Changed those softs and probably put on the yellow mark tyres. As we look at Sebastian Vettel, followed closely by Bottas. And then we've got a Red Bull up there. Fantastic manufacturers all pushing on now. All different manufacturers in the top 10 there. As we look at Sebastian Vettel. Get under pressure there from Bottas. Verstappen. Oh, Bottas has run just slightly wide there. But it hasn't looked like it's cost him at all. As he really is squeezing up behind. Vettel really trying his best to just get past him, really, as he pushes on now. As we're moving on to the final stages of this race, Lewis Hamilton first place, Sebastian Vettel in second, Bottas in third, and they're the top 3 drivers at the moment. Lewis Hamilton still has the fastest lap, still going to get that extra 1 point. And he is moving forward now under no real pressure. Sebastian Vettel can see him as we look on board. Lewis Hamilton playing with a few buttons there. And again, changing a few settings. Runs a little bit too wide. That's much better there from Sebastian Vettel. And Bottas behind. And the Red Bull car there. Gasly, Leclerc try and push on. So lap 12 now. Lewis Hamilton pushing on. Goes close to the right hand side there. Back out to the left. Ooh, 2 left there. Nearly went straight into the wall. He's got to be disciplined. Sebastian Vettel pulls out to the right. Bottas stays down to the left. Lewis Hamilton looking a bit ragged at the moment. As again goes off the track again. And he's pushing. He's just got to be sensible now as he moves on towards his final stages. Excellent job there, Sebastian Vettel doing a fantastic job. Bottas coming under pressure as he's dropped off a little bit from Sebastian Vettel. That's just allowing the Red Bull car to get really close behind. And it will have DRS, probably all 3 of them, but it should favour the Red Bull car now. Or for the 2 of them, sorry. And that will squeeze up behind Sebastian Vettel, who will not like that, as he's not got the DRS as well. The slipstream from 2 cars definitely helping him keep up. Let's jump on board. Lewis Hamilton comes through, taking a wide line here, very wide line. That's the sort of line he should be taking. He's done that on a few occasions there. Very interested to know why he's taking that line. As he moves on, the last lap of the race. So it's all about second and third and fourth. As we look, Leclerc has been overtaken by Gasly. Bottas there tries something, goes really wide. Vettel pulls out to the right to defend, and it looks like he's just done enough. Ooh, it's been slightly pushed there. Got the Mercedes car following, Verstappen following, pushing hard. This is so close. Any mistake now will definitely surely cost them. Gasly's got ahead of Leclerc. The racing point there. But Perez is still keeping pace, still doing a fantastic job. So we look at these 3, it's the closest battle on the race now. For huge points. Who's going to get it? So Lewis Hamilton looks like he's going to be your winner. He streaks down that long straight. Checker flag is coming out for this man. Can he hold on to it? Just a final few corners. Absolutely fantastic, dominant display in qualifying. Now to the race, taking a better line through there now. Still a little bit raggedy from Lewis Hamilton. Runs a little bit wide there, but he doesn't mind as he comes through the final turn. And there you go, there is your race winner, checker flag, all done and dusted. Your race winner, Lewis Hamilton, Second place Vettel, third place Bottas. Absolutely fantastic race there. So Lewis Hamilton is your race winner. He's the man at the moment. As we look at Toto Wolff, is happy there. He's got 1 and 3. He'll be very delighted that Mercedes are back on top. Last few races have been very disappointed, but Lewis Hamilton is back. Your current champion at the moment is back. As we look at the Mercedes crew here, all excited, all buzzing, excited to be back on top as well. They truly are amazed there as we look. The Carlos Sainz done a fantastic job for McLaren as they pick up a few points as well. So he'll be delighted with that. So we go on now and have a look. Sebastian Vettel in second place, Bottas in third place. But it's the Mercedes there. Lewis Hamilton in first place, absolutely outstanding. 1 and 3 for Mercedes, but Sebastian Vettel will be happy. And here's the champagne! Champagne! Absolutely fantastic scenes there. Champagne all over the crowd, all over the crew. Everyone is excited. And what a fantastic race we've had. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.